The why. What is the why? In last time, on April 22nd, we talked about both your why statement and your elevator pitch in the same workshop. And it was effective, I believe. It was an effective presentation. However, in hindsight, or looking back, and I listened to it 5 times again today, we thought it'd be valuable if we split the two apart. And there's a distinct reason why. But if we could take each apart, we can have a better understanding of the value of each, the why statement, the elevator pitch. Now, both of which are not very common, especially if you're a high school student. You're not taught about an elevator pitch. Nobody's asking you to recite your why statements, not even in college. And for some people, when you're in your career, it doesn't happen either. But the more prepared you are, the better off you're going to be. So I wanted to take the why statement. Well, then when I started looking at the why statement, it's hard for me to describe sometimes what it actually is. So then I came up with the title, Discovering Your Why. And ultimately, the why statement is basically, it's a purpose. And it doesn't have to be a formal statement, but it's your purpose. Why do I wake up in the morning? Why this particular job? Why this career? Why this life? Like, what is your why? And your why changes for every moment that you're in, every networking situation, every social situation you're in, or every pursuit you're on, whether it's a job, a career, a school, a scholarship. What is your why? And with respect to scholarships, students apply for tons of applications or scholarships through applications. And this is where they deliver their why in that application. Why do you want this scholarship? How is it going to be used? When I write grants, I have to share a why. Why this grant? Why this foundation? And what are you doing with our funds? Why is it important? Why is a why statement important to the individual? The way I look at it, it's an understanding of you, of who you are as a person. And when you understand who you are and your interests and your wishes and your hopes and your hypes, it breeds self-awareness. And it kind of like fosters self-confidence. And who doesn't like confidence? And when you're more confident, your delivery of anything it is, whether it's a why statement or just a general conversation, it's more compelling and people believe in you and they want more. It's also an understanding of what you want, or what you want to become, or what you want to accomplish. That's part of your why. I want to accomplish X. I want to become this. I want to become the president of, or I want to become the emperor of all of Reno. Whatever that might be. Now, when you understand you and you understand your wants, wishes, goals, accomplishments, man, articulating all those skills and experiences in a written format become a lot easier. And where do you do that? You do that in your LinkedIn profile. You do that in your resume. You do that in cover letters. You do that in emails, right? If you know yourself and you're confident in yourself and you deliver a great email, wow, look out. And then the fourth part is articulating your skills, your experiences, your wishes, your career aspirations, your goals, you name it, in a verbal format. Now that's done through like professional networking situations or social conversations, or it may be in interviews or these virtual calls. So understanding you, understanding what you want to accomplish in the world or what you want to become, articulating it in a written format, and articulating it in a verbal format. You have that all together, that's why you want to create your why. Or your multiple whys. Now, what are the benefits? So one benefit is it makes writing resumes and applying for jobs online or completing a scholarship application a heck of a lot easier. Because once you are totally intact with your why and you, writing just becomes second nature. Same for your elevator pitch, which we'll talk about next week. But when you go to craft your elevator pitch, again, based on what you're hoping to accomplish in that conversation or that setting or that mode, that week you're in, that becomes a lot easier, right? Because you know your why. Now, when I talk about fostering confidence, because it does. When you know you and you know your why, the confidence is like oozing out of you, not in a negative way or arrogant way, but in a nice, self-confident way. And last week we talked about first impressions, and I talked about your gait or how you walk around. You bring your shoulders, and if you're too confident or arrogant, it's obvious. But who doesn't like confidence? Well, I'll tell you who does like confidence. Parents love it. Your friends, teachers, coaches, coworkers. And in our setting, recruiters love it. They love confidence. So that's the value, that's the impact, that's the significance of the why. Now, everybody has their own why. Like my why for waking up is I want to crush the day. Sounds goofy, but that is me. I want to crush the day in everything that I do. I want to be the best husband, the best father. I want to be the best leader of the aviation industry. I want to be the best in everything I do. I'm going to crush the day. And then when I go to the gym or when I go for a run or a ride, I want to crush those. Right? Mind, body, fitness, we're all good. So that's how I live my life. Now for my career, I want to change lives. I work with both people and organizations. I want them to achieve greatness. And if I can help deliver that or make that happen, that's huge for me. That is my why for my career. Now, why pathways? Well, I want to arm students and job seekers with the tools and resources and connections they need to land and kick butt in the careers of their choice, in the jobs of their choice. Not just any job, the jobs of their choice. My second why for pathways, I want to revolutionize aviation and aerospace recruitment. Now, I have other whys. It might be because my why might reflect upon my relationship with my spouse or my kids. But in this context, when it comes to your career, your profession, your industry, having a strong and compelling why statement speaks volumes for you. And if it can breed a little success in you, every time you apply for a job, every time you have a conversation, you will see positive results.